Yes. Last topic of this series is successive linear programs. Okay. So successive linear program, it is a direct method, direct use of successive linear program. When you ask, it will be handling two cases. One is linearly constrained case, the other one is general nonlinear programming case. So these two cases we're going to see in this video. So first of all, before we get into the successive linear programming, we should know when you try to develop an algorithm, efficient, when you say algorithm for optimization problem, it can be very efficient, effective algorithm if it is under two conditions. One is unconstrained problems. All unconstrained problems for that algorithm what are available are the very efficient algorithms. Okay, the next one is completely linearly constrained problems. Linear constrained problems are very easy, but non-linear constraint problems are little difficult to solve. That's what we try to say. But most approaches to solve the general problem of non-linear objective function with non-linear constraint, what we do, exploit the technique that solves the easiest problem. What? Linear constraint problem. So that means a non-linear problem has to be converted to linear problem. Constraint problem has to be converted into unconstrained problem. So by doing these two, we can win over the situation. So likewise, only we can. So there is no algorithm available for non-linear constraints, non-linear objective functions. Okay. So what is the only way to explore is exploit this is available easily available techniques. What is easily available technique? Linear constraint problem or linear algorithms are already existing. Unconstrained problems are already existing. So either you make non-linear into linear or otherwise constraint into unconstrained. By converting this, you can use the already existing algorithms to solve the complex problems. That's what is being explained here. So the basic idea is use linear function to approximate both objective function as well as the constraint. That is we call it as linearization problem. Okay. Next one is employ LP algorithm to solve and this new linear algorithm. So LP is a linear programming method. What we have seen, graphical method, tabulation method, simplex methods. All this linear programming approaches can be used to solve the new linear algorithm. So that's the basic idea about it. So here the way how they linearize is being given. So many methods are available and here has been explained with two methods. The linearization can be achieved in two ways. One is any nonlinear function f of x can be approximated in the vicinity of a point x of x naught using Taylor expansions. So this is a Taylor expansion. By using the Taylor expansion series, you can linearize. And then it will be the x naught is the linearization point, can be linearized. Higher order can be ignored. If needed, we can consider. Otherwise, you can ignore. This is one way of doing it. By using Taylor expansions method, you can linearize. Next one is you can go with the piecewise linear approximations. You can see this is completely non-linear, but when you take from x0 to x1, it's been approximated and converted into linear one. Again, x1 to x2, it has been approximated and then it become a linear one. So the blue curve, what you see is a non-linear curve. The red one, what you see is based on the intervals, it's all based on the separated interval, it's all linear functions. Okay, that's what you understand from this curve. Okay, so next let us see the direct use of successive linear algorithms. So using Taylor expansions, linearize all problem functions at some selected estimate x0 of the solution, result in, and after you optimize, that results in LP, and so the new function is called the the new function will be called a linearized function. That linearized function has to be optimized. It will be linear at point xi. Okay, with some additional precautions, the LP solutions have to be improved over a linearization point. So there are two cases as we started: linear constrained cases and generalized non-linear constraint cases available. You can see here in the case of linearized. This is your function, objective function, which has to be minimized subject to your two constraints. The two constraints are given over here, okay, and which all linear constraints. And again, you see, this is your optimization function, and these are your subject to these constraints. It has to be minimized. So these constraints are nonlinear constraints. Okay, nonlinear, might be nonlinear constraints. So it may be the j, maybe if it is 1, then maybe it may be both cases, the j, k, I, all, whatever you see. If it is order 1, maybe it may be linear. If it is higher order 2, 3, etc., then it will be nonlinear. So nonlinear subject constraints are there. So it's only ax, but it is function of x. It is just a linear function. It's either only first order functions are there in the case of a linearly constrained case. That is ax or x is available. But whereas here you see it is function of x. That means it will have x squared terms or x cubed terms and etc. And so that it makes the constraint, whether equality constraint or inequality constraint, those constraints it converts into non-linear constraints. So these two cases, how we will be doing the successive linear programs, that how that successive linear program is approaches used in these two cases, we'll be seeing the successive slides. Okay, first we'll start with the linear constraint. So keep remember in your mind that f of x is the objective function and it has to be minimized with respect to the constraint, and my constraints are linear constraint. What is linear constraint? It may be equality constraint or non-equality constraint. That's not a problem, but linear constraint means my functions, constraint functions, will have only x terms in it. That is what a linearly constrained problem case. Okay, so how to do this? See, this is my minimization, minimize the f of x subject to this. So that has been drawn here like this, and f of x is the nonlinear function. So from this you can see the f of x is the nonlinear objective function, and after drawing the constraint lines, you can see the feasible region is the polyhedron. However, the optimum solution can lie anywhere within the feasible region. So for these kind of linear constraints problem, your solution will lie in the feasible regions only, anywhere in the feasible regions. So these kind of things can be easily solved. So what we do here is, first of all, using Taylor approximations around the linearization point x naught, we linearize it. Ignoring the second and higher order terms, we can obtain the linear approximation of f of x around the point f naught, like this. So linearized version becomes like this. Minimize the new function for the same constraint. So the solution of the linearized version is x bar of x star. How close this x tilde star to x star? The solution to the original nonlinear problem. By see it's very easy. Like again, you have to check whether obviously our minimization function will be greater than the linearized function at point x naught. So if so, then we can move on to the next step. So using bit of algebra, we can lead to the result of this, and where this x tilde star minus x naught will be the descent direction. The vector will give you a descent direction, and the del of x naught is your gradient. So your descent direction can lead to an improved point only. So no need to worry about it, definitely, because the feasibility we know, the solution is in the feasible region. So definitely take it to the improved point if it is coupled with the step adjustment procedures. All points between x tilde star and x naught are feasible. Moreover, since x tilde star is a corner point, any point beyond it on the line are outside the feasible region. So we won't be going that side, we ignore it. So to improve upon x tilde star, a line search method is employed, and so we start proceeding, and in the searching for the optimum point in the feasible region. Minimizing the x will find the point x1 such that your f of x1 will be less than f of x naught. So further you can try and then move on till you reach the optimum point. X1 will not in general be this optimum solution, but will serve as a linearization point. So we can move on to the next. So all this being documented or has been systemized in one algorithm, and there are many algorithms. Of course, we'll be seeing one algorithm in our theory that is called Frank-Wolf algorithm, which employs this sequence of alternating the LP and line search. So that details we'll see in the next slide. So this goes something like this. So given x naught, line search, and overall convergence tolerance is tolerance and step size being fixed greater than 0, and calculate your del, and if del of f is less than epsilon, stop, otherwise go to step number 2. Solve the LP subproblem and find alpha which solves the problem. Then calculate the new points, check whether convergence is there or not. If convergence there, you terminate. If not, go to step number 1 and then do this iteratively. So it's very similar to your Newton method, gradient method. Frank-Wolf algorithm converges to KKT point from any feasible starting point. No analysis for rate of convergence. However, if f of x is convex, we can obtain the estimate on how much remaining improvements can be achieved. So that has been shown here. Hence, after each cycle, the difference gives an estimate of improvement. So the difference between these will be giving the improvement, how much has to be improved. Next, let us see the general nonlinear constraint case. So minimize this function with respect to the non-linear constraints. These are non-linear constraints. So for that, what to do is, so this is the given function, general nonlinear programming case. This is your general function. At some linearization point, the linear approximation is given by this. So your f of x is changed to f of x plus del of f of xt into x minus xt, and subject to the new function also given like this. Then if we solve the LP approximation, we obtain a new point, but it is highly unlike that it is a feasible one because it's a non-linear, so it may not be the new linearized points. These linearized points, if you try to solve, you get a point. If you try to approximate, we'll obtain a new point called x of t plus 1. X of t plus 1, but in the case of nonlinear programming, this point highly unlikely that it is in feasible region. If it is infeasible, then there is no guarantee. So then an improved estimate of a true optimum has to be attained. So x set of xt is a series of points, each of which is a solution of the LP problem. Then in order to attain convergence to a true optimum solution, it is sufficient that at each point of x of t an improvement be made in both objective function as well as the constraint infeasibility. So you can see this is how it goes again, the function x square, x1 square plus x2 square, and here x1 square minus x2, and next one is x2 square. So from this you can understand these all these functions, if you see, it is definitely a higher order function. So my objective function also non-linear, my constraints also non-linear constraints. So after optimization, after linearization, I get my new objective function as this. So instead of x1, x2, you can see x1 square, x2 square, you can see x1, x2 available. Even wherever the square is there, higher order is there, that has been normalized with respect to point this point. So x naught is the starting point over here. So with respect to that, we'll be starting. So we have minimized to this much. We'll be starting. So in this example, what we have seen, we saw a case where there is a divergence away from the optimal for suitable small neighborhood of any linearization point. Linearization should be a good approximation. So if you're able to do good approximation, it's possible for us to obtain the minima point. We need to ensure that linearization is used only within the immediate vicinity of the base point, otherwise it will be difficult. Okay, and this is some step points, step size. So we may be, it's possible for us to remove the constraints, and as we did in the beginning, and then we can insert a line, we can perform a line set over a penalty function, that is which we have included in a particular direction to minimize the, find out the minimum point of it. The two steps can be developed: construct the LP and solve it. So what we can do, if it is a nonlinear, you can go with even penalty function procedure, heuristic approach. So minimize and then go with the line search procedures. So that's about the general case, general nonlinear conditions. And wish you happy learning and keep learning. Thank you very much.